$1 billion. That's what Inter Miami is spending on their new stadium. But here's what they don't want you to know. They already failed to pay $12.5 million they owed for the project. Just last month, the city of Miami had to send them an official notice about this missing payment. This isn't just another soccer stadium. It's becoming one of the most controversial construction projects in Miami's history. Local residents are fighting against it. Environmental experts are raising alarms about toxic soil at the site. And taxpayers? They're worried they'll end up paying the bill, just like they did with the Marlins stadium disaster. But Inter Miami and David Beckham are pushing forward anyway. Why? Because their current stadium can't handle the Messi effect. Since the world's greatest soccer player joined the team, everything changed. Now they're rushing to build this massive complex, but at what cost to Miami? Inter Miami currently plays at DRV-PNK Stadium in Fort Lauderdale. At first glance, it might seem fine. After all, it's a modern stadium built in 2020. But dig deeper, and you'll find why fans are calling it a total nightmare. Picture this. You're excited to watch Messi play, but you're stuck in a basic stadium with no roof under the scorching Florida sun. There are no luxury suites, limited food options, and forget about any real entertainment before or after the game. The 18,000 seats, they sell out in minutes, leaving thousands of fans disappointed. But here's the biggest problem. It's not even in Miami. The stadium sits 30 miles away in Fort Lauderdale, forcing Miami fans to make an hour-long journey just to watch their home team play. For a club with Miami in its name, that's embarrassing. The situation got even worse when Messi joined. Suddenly, celebrities like LeBron James and Kim Kardashian were showing up to games. International fans were flying in to watch the GOAT play, but instead of a world-class venue, they found themselves in what was meant to be a temporary solution. A stadium built in just 8 months that feels more like a high school field compared to the venues Messi used to play in. When Lionel Messi signed with Inter Miami in 2023, it didn't just change the team, it transformed American soccer forever. Before Messi, Inter Miami was just another MLS team. Today, they're one of the most talked about soccer clubs in the world. The numbers tell the crazy story. Game tickets that used to be easy to get, now they sell out in minutes. The team that was worth $600 million before Messi, they're now approaching the $1 billion mark. That's nearly double their value in just months. The current stadium is bursting at the seams, leaving thousands of fans without tickets every game. VIP sections for celebrities are missing, international media has no dedicated space, and facilities struggle to handle the massive crowds. The team that was meant to put American soccer on the global map is stuck playing in a stadium that can't even handle their success. This is exactly why Inter Miami needs more than just a new stadium. They need a complete upgrade to match their new status in world soccer. Because right now, the biggest star in soccer is playing in a stadium that doesn't even have a roof. Let's talk about the vision for the new stadium. Miami Freedom Park isn't just about building a stadium, it's about creating a whole new entertainment district right next to Miami International Airport. But that location, it's already causing major headaches. The centerpiece is a cutting-edge 25,000-seat stadium that'll finally give Messi a proper home. Designed by Manica Architecture, the firm behind Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas and the Chase Center in San Francisco. But here's where it gets interesting. They're building way more than just a soccer field. We're talking about a massive 131-acre complex with a 58-acre public park, hotels with 750 rooms, shopping areas, restaurants, and office spaces. But there's a catch. The stadium's location next to the airport means constant noise from planes flying overhead. Some experts are worried this could mess with live broadcasts and big events. Plus, building this close to an airport comes with strict height restrictions and safety regulations. The design sounds amazing on paper, a world-class arena with luxury suites, proper food courts, and entertainment spaces. But environmental experts are raising red flags about what's actually under all this planned luxury. And that brings us to the biggest controversy, what they're building on. To make Miami Freedom Park happen, they're demolishing the historic Melreese Golf Course. This isn't just any golf course, it's Miami's only city-owned golf facility, and it runs successful youth programs that help local kids. But here's the really troubling part. A 2021 study found arsenic pollution at the site was nearly double the legal limit. The soil is contaminated, and cleaning it up could cost a fortune, if it's even possible to do properly. The local community isn't staying quiet about this. Residents are fighting back, worried about losing affordable recreation space. Environmental groups are protesting the destruction of green space that acts as a buffer against urban sprawl. And working-class neighborhoods nearby, they're terrified of being pushed out by rising property values. The timeline keeps shifting too. While Inter-Miami promises to finish by late 2025, experts question whether they can clean up the contaminated soil, deal with the airport restrictions, and build this massive complex that quickly. And remember that missing $12.5 million payment? That's not helping speed things up. Beyond their construction drama, let's talk about the $1 billion nobody wants to discuss. While Inter-Miami's ownership group, including David Beckham and the Maz brothers, claims they're funding everything privately, the real story is more complicated. That recent $12.5 million missed payment, it's just the tip of the iceberg. The city had to send an official notice demanding payment, raising serious questions about the project's financial stability. And while the stadium itself might be privately funded, guess who's paying for all the road improvements and infrastructure upgrades? That's right, the taxpayers. The state of Florida already committed $8 million in public money for infrastructure work. But critics warn this is just the beginning. Remember the Marlins Park disaster? Taxpayers ended up with the bill despite similar promises of private funding. However, the effects on local neighborhoods are already causing alarm. Working-class families in surrounding areas are watching property values rise, forcing many to consider moving from homes they've lived in for generations. It's classic gentrification, wrapped in the promise of progress. Sure, Inter-Miami talks about creating thousands of new jobs, but here's what they don't mention. Many will be low-paying service positions, while the real estate speculation around the stadium drives up living costs for those same workers. Environmental groups are sounding another alarm. Beyond the contaminated soil, the project threatens one of Miami's few remaining green spaces that helps protect against flooding and provides wildlife habitat. Local residents who once used the golf course for affordable recreation will now have to travel miles for similar facilities. Community leaders point to a disturbing pattern. The public had limited input in the planning process, and many feel their concerns about traffic, noise, and neighborhood changes have been ignored. While 57% of Miami residents support the project, according to a 2023 poll, that number drops significantly in neighborhoods directly affected by the construction. With the deadline fast approaching, the real question isn't just whether they'll finish on time, it's whether Miami can handle another massive development that promises the world.
Never saw myself going into, my dream was always to own a team.
Will this be David Beckham's crowning achievement or Miami's next expensive mistake? What do you think? Game changer or disaster waiting to happen? Let us know in the comments. Hit subscribe for more stadium mega projects, and we'll see you in the next video.